Hello everyone, this is a tutorial for making a Tunisian rib stitch. I already have a foundation row that I made. This has 14 stitches. For the rib stitch you need an even number of stitches because it is worked in pairs. So you will, whether you make a regular or a project in a round, either way you will need even number of stitches. So to make the Tunisian rib stitch is made up of a combination of two stitches. It is the Tunisian Simple Stitch and a Twisted Tunisian Simple Stitch. So well, to start working on this row, you leave the first loop. You don't have to do anything with it. For the first part of the Tunisian rib stitch, you locate the vertical bar of the first stitch after this, and you insert your hook, yarn over, pull through. That makes a Tunisian Simple Stitch. Now the second stitch in the rib stitch is a Twisted Tunisian Simple Stitch. So for that you have to insert your hook the other way around. So what you do is you locate the next vertical bar, and I use this part of the hook to pick up the stitch. So I just insert it like this, pick up the stitch with the hook, yarn over, pull through. So if you see that is a Twisted Tunisian Simple Stitch. So I'm gonna do this in pairs throughout the row. So this is a simple stitch and then a Twisted Simple Stitch, simple stitch, Twisted Simple Stitch. So you see that I'm creating pairs of simple and twisted stitches here. That forms the rib stitch. I'm going to do this all the way till the end. So the last stitch is slightly different. If you see that there are 3 bars in the last stitch, there is this one in between the stitches, and then there are 2 vertical bars here at the end, these 2. So the way you insert your hook is that the last 2 vertical bars are on your hook. So the last 2 are on the hook, yarn over, pull through, and if you see, we've made a row of rib stitches here. I'm gonna now cast off. The reverse pass is the same for pretty much everything. You chain 1 and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops all the way. So you can see that I have a row of rib stitches here. So in Tunisian crochet, the row that you make defines the previous row. So this row that we made right now is not a row of rib stitches. The one before that, the foundation row, is a row of rib stitches. So keep that in mind. Now to make this row as a row of Tunisian rib stitches, we will make the next row. So you do a simple stitch and then a twisted simple stitch. So you can keep in mind that a Tunisian simple stitch will always sit on top of a simple stitch, and a twisted stitch will always sit on top of a twisted stitch. So if you're making a project that has a lot of rib stitches consecutively, it is hard to make mistakes because you can always see the rib stitches lining over each other. So if they are not aligned, that means that you have either added a stitch or missed one. So you can go back and look at where you might have made the mistake. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make another row And again, the last stitch is, you have to locate the last 2 vertical bars and insert your hook so that both of them are on the hook. Yarn over, pull through, and now this is how it looks. And I'm gonna cast off the reverse pass. You chain 1 and then yarn over, pull through 2 loops throughout. So if you see, now we have 2 rows of rib stitches.